Well, I'm really proud of our effort. You know, I thought our energy was really good from the start of the ball game. We established ourselves on the defensive end of the floor. We had a little bit of a lull in the third quarter, but we bounced back, and you know, I felt like everything we did was fueled from our defense, and I'm just really proud of how we played for the 40-minute ball game. Probably our most complete game of the year.
You talk about defense, but you shot 56% from the field. What did you do offensively that made it work so well tonight?
Well, we just moved the ball. I mean, I think anytime that we have 22 assists on 33 made field goals, I mean, that's our goal. And when we have a high assist to made field goal ratio, we're going to shoot it better because it's high percentage shots. We're not taking contested shots. We're not settling in the offense. And we were in attack mode. And when we attack and get defenses to shift, we get wide open looks and we knock them down.
How do you think your team mentally was able to rise to the occasion tonight and beat the best team in the league?
I wish I knew. I wish I knew. You know, I think we've just continued to challenge them. They did the scouting report for this game, so, you know, I'm going to give all credit to their scouting report. I thought it was really, really good, and maybe we should make them do a scouting report all the time because they played at a higher energy level and they paid attention to details.
What do you mean they did the scouting report?
We assigned them the scouting report for this game.
The team as a group?
Mm-hmm.
How does that work?
We said you put together the film, you put together the scout.
Someone take charge?
Well, Bree and E were in charge, but everybody got involved. We had a backup just in case. But they did a pretty good job. They did a pretty good job. So you have to ask them how they do.
Is that the first time you've done that?
It is. It is.
Why?
Because sometimes when we wouldn't execute the game plan, and you know, there are times where sometimes you put together a scouting report and you're not really sure if players really are engaged and if they really read it. So I wanted to challenge our team to look beyond just the obvious and see the little intricacies that go into the ball game and see if they studied the film a little bit more. First of all, maybe they'd realize what it takes to put a scouting report together. And then secondly, maybe it engaged them a little bit more on the defensive end, because I feel like sometimes when we're not engaged on the defensive end, it affects all of our areas of play.
Something you might try again?
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we gave them 4 days. I don't know if we have 4 days between a game again, but I think so. I think over break we might try to do some stuff like that. Maybe just have them watch some film. Whoever our first opponent is back, I don't know. They said they took credit for it, said it was a scouting report, but they aren't in a hurry to do it again. So we'll see.
Would you say this is some of, if not the best basketball you guys played all year?
Yeah, I think definitely. You know, anytime you force a great offensive team into 20 turnovers, it showed what we can do defensively, and our aggressiveness to the rim. I mean, this is a long, hard-nosed defensive team, and they play a good defensive system. And for us to get to the rim and get some easy buckets, for us to get to the line 20 times, shows that we were the aggressors. And I think it's probably the most complete. It's definitely the most consistent game that we've played all year, because I really did feel like, with the exception of a little lull in the third quarter, we were still competitive and we still played hard, but we played for 40 minutes.
Do you push or challenge your team to finish out before the Olympic break here? 1-4-5 now.
Yeah, we do. We talk about it. We talked about it already. Like we're not on vacation. Like this is not vacation. We got one more to go. We need to, because we need our momentum to keep going, and more so than wins and losses, the way that we're playing. That's the momentum that I'm talking about. Being able to sort of ride that wave and get to where it feels good, and we feel like our chemistry is really good and we're in rhythm.
What's been working for Kaiser since the switcher in the starting lineup? I mean, she's done really well in these past 3 games, but overall very well too since she's moved in.
Yeah, I mean, you know, she's a scorer, and the thing I love about her is she's always shot ready. I mean, her hands and her feet are always ready, so she has guard skills in a post player's body. So for her to be able to knock down shots for us is huge. And, you know, one of her areas of growth has been on the defensive end of the floor and rebounding. And, you know, she's been much better on D. She's taken a little bit more pride in it, taken a little bit more ownership in it. And because of that, she's been able to get more minutes on the floor.
January and Coleman's back-to-back threes in like the middle of the fourth that really seemed to rejuvenate the team. Do you think that was more the turning point that kind of sealed the win?
I think so. I think, and especially because they were getting hot. I think any time that you can match their buckets, and then when you can get back-to-back momentum plays, I think it's critical. And I'm really happy for Marissa that she knocked down that three. You know, she's been struggling from the floor, and she knocked down a big three at a crunch time moment. And so that's got to be huge for her confidence.
We don't ask about free throws a whole lot, but in a game like this where he gets to the line 20 times and hit 19 of them, how big and a difference does that make?
It's